Hey everyone, what's going on? This is Cubs fan Han here to do another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video, and let me give a quick shout out to my friends at gaming-fans.com. Go ahead and check them out. They are also on Twitter at gamingfansdfn. And today we got yet another announcement, this time from CG Top Hat on the forums, and it went out a few hours ago, and I've just been sitting at my desk at work anxious to get home so that I could put a video together for you. By now, I'm sure you've all read the announcement, so this won't be anything new to you, but I do want to break down some of the fine points of this announcement and what I think it means, because there's some really exciting information here. Number one, we got some new information about territory battles, which is really cool. We also got some new characters that we're going to see, and then of course Gear 12 is finally coming. We've kind of known this is going to be the case at some point, but here it is now upon us. So let's take a look at this, and I think that they just updated the post because we're now seeing some images here of the territory battles here. Look at this graphic. It says Hoth Imperial Invasion. We've got a couple different segments or sections here. It looks like there's a direction arrow here, like you're progressing a certain way. I don't know what to make of this. It looks like we got some stars here for different segments. Maybe you have to get these 2 to 3 stars before you can move on to the next section, or something to that effect. Hard to say for sure. And it's also what I'm curious about on this as well is, are these stars here 2 out of 3 stars is what we're seeing here on 2 of these sections? Is that for the guild at large, or is that for the individual? That also remains to be seen. So really exciting stuff though, but man, the graphics look cool, and I'm really excited to see how that will work. Also, I'm noticing 10 out of 45 stars at the top there. Maybe you need to get so many stars to advance to the next table, to advance to the next reward set. Who knows? But some of the finer points of this announcement. First and foremost, we got multi-phase territory battles that progressively challenging. They are a progressively challenging living battlefield. So what does that living battlefield mean? Is it going to be tailored to the strength of your guild? Is it going to progress as you progress? That's really cool, and I'm excited to see what it entails. Now, it does mention, CG Top Hat here mentions that your whole guild can bring up to 7,500 units into the battle. Now, that's all 50 members, 7,500 units total. I think that's kind of funny because that comes out to about 150 characters per person. I believe there's only 121 or so characters in the game. We're getting a few more, but we're definitely not close to 150. So basically you can use everyone for now until we have over 150 characters. They mentioned platoon missions, so there's going to be different kinds of missions here. I wonder how big the scope of this is going to be if they're just throwing out here platoon missions as one of the missions that come along with territory battles. How many different mission types are we going to have? How different are they going to be? It mentions in platoon missions you can unlock special abilities like the ion cannon. Are we going to be able to control the ion cannon? Is that going to be kind of like a character of sorts that you use just in that battle with certain abilities? That's really cool. And then you work together to grow your guild collection to top leaderboards. So topping the leaderboards, obviously we're going to have our own new leaderboard for territory battles, maybe for each different kind of battle that is within that scope of territory battles. I don't know if that's something to really sweat too much about. The current leaderboards don't really mean a whole lot other than kind of bragging rights to my knowledge, but still something cool to take notice of. Now the new characters coming out, we got Captain Han Solo. We've been calling them Hoth Leia and Hoth Han, which I believe the developers even mentioned. But now we know we've got Rebel Officer Leia Organa and Captain Han Solo, and then, yep, Hermit Yoda. And to talk about Hermit Yoda real quick, he's actually had a page on SWGOH.gg. Take a look at this. He has been on there for a while, and he is a character that has kind of been data mined and is still showing up on SWGOH.gg. I wonder if they're going to be using this art for him. Obviously, we don't have any information on his kit, his gear, or anything. And the developers themselves on this announcement mentioned that his kit is shrouded in mystery. But whatever the case is, these characters seem pretty cool. Captain Han Solo is going to be a healer and a reviver, maybe like a Jinn kind of rebel. Princess Leia, or I should say Rebel Officer Leia Organa, who some people are calling Rolo at this point because R-O-L-O. But she sounds like she's going to be pretty solid. She's a devastating attacker who can attack up to 10 times in one turn, a lot like a Fulcrum Ahsoka Tano. I wonder how differently that may function. I doubt she's going to be consuming buffs in the same way Fulcrum does. So how does that work? Obviously, it does mention up to 10 times, so it doesn't necessarily mean that she's going to attack for 10 times every time. So what determines that? What is the variable in that equation, and how do you get her to 10 attacks in one turn? That would be good to know. To unlock, you need to have Captain Han Solo on a special mission as part of the territory battles. And then this is an interesting part and something that I think is really going to shake up the guild landscape here, or potentially could, depending on the difficulty of these events through territory battles. To unlock Princess Leia, and I'm assuming other characters down the line or other gear pieces or whatever, every single member of the guild needs to participate, and everybody gets one shard of Rebel Officer Leia Organa. Every completion gets you one shard. So if 20 members of 30 participating complete it, then everyone who participates will get 20 shards for Rebel Princess Leia. So what the kicker in that is, everybody who participates get the rewards, but what determines how many you get is how many are able to complete it. So we've got a lot of these guilds here that might be top heavy so that you can do heroic tank. Maybe you've got 5 or 6 members who can do several million damage, and the rest of the guild is still kind of newer members, kind of getting worked up. How much strength is going to be needed for you to complete these events? Some of those guilds may be in trouble if you only have 5 or 6 people who are able to complete the event in your guild. Those 5 or 6 people probably aren't going to want to hang around because they're only going to be getting 5 or 6 Leia shards, whereas they could be jumping into another guild that is more top to bottom strong and getting 50 Leia shards. So that is really interesting, and I'm very anxious to see how difficult this battle mode is, because that could make a huge difference in the guild landscape. So whatever the case is, Hermit Yoda is also somebody that I'm really anxious to see. I don't know if it's said in here how we were going to unlock Hermit Yoda. But whatever the case is, we are going to be seeing Rebel Officer Leia and Captain Han Solo's kits here soon this week. Not Yoda, but Rebel Officer Leia and Captain Han Solo. So stay tuned. We're going to have a look at their kits and see how awesome they potentially could be. Now, something else that's coming here that is really interesting is we're going to have a special event that Commander Luke Skywalker will unlock, which also will further accelerate your guild event tokens acquisition. So those event tokens, what I'm guessing here, are going to be corresponding to a new store that we are going to have, where we're going to be able to get rewards, etc. And what that is going to be really significant for is Gear 12. Yes, Gear 12 is coming, and whether you're excited about that or not, it's around the corner and we need to prepare for it. Now, something that is really notable about Gear 12 around the bend is that Gear 12 requires 7-star characters to unlock that gear level, or that gear level 12 tier. Now, this is significant because it might sound good at a glance, because you don't have a level cap here, and that's good. I'm not anxious to have a level cap personally, so I'm okay with that. Maybe it could still be around the bend, but it seems like they are avoiding that deliberately. But it is pushing us to get some of these characters to 7 stars that we might not be farming aggressively because they are viable at lower stars. For example, Baze, or Thrawn, or General Kenobi, or who's another one? Darth Nihilus. Some of those characters that we are seeing used in the arena frequently at less than 7 stars are going to diminish in viability. Note here that it mentions that an increase from gear level 11 to 12 has a, quote, significant increase in the amount of power from gear 11, and also increases your overall galactic power with each piece. So this is going to be an essential for the arena. So those characters that you don't have at 7 stars yet, you really need to get them to 7 stars, or you need to start planning around which characters you are going to have at 7 stars that are going to be arena viable, so you can get ready for that Gear 12 increase. So whatever the case is, this is exciting stuff. What do you guys think about it? There's a lot that they're throwing at us here, and we got a lot more coming our way. Let me know in the comments below. If you liked the video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I appreciate all of the support, and don't ever forget